Here I am saluting you with my beautiful little MJ coffee mug once again. Salute, Kalink. Celebrate all day long. Free Day Friday, babies. We are free. Yes, indeedy. Don't you see? And that means there ain't nobody slowing our roll. We got the rock, we got the roll, we got the summer coming up, don't you know? And I think it's going to be bright and sunny this year, and not too hot, and just about right. I think everybody, this summer is going to be the real summer of love. A reincarnation of, say, 1968, but in a way that's, wow, so off the charts different, it's unreal. For example, it doesn't start in Golden Gate Park, though it could just as easily. It starts right here, right now, as there's this gateway opening. There's this release going on, this decompression in the reality that's happening right now. And many of us, experience it in a multiplicity of ways. But it's like a releasing of energy and a stepping forward through the elements of time. It's kind of like allowing yourself to see the glitter and glow of the gateway, and into that you flow, or actually it comes with you, you draw it through you, kind of, the gateway of love I'm talking about. It's a release to another dimension, another increase in consciousness, if you will. A way to be far more in tune with your heart, because the ingracious part has had its way for so long now, and it's grown way too protective. It misunderstood the heart's energy and the mission in life, and misinterpreted it all so much that it created a whole bunch of strife. I see it in myself, operating just as we're sitting here chitter-chattering, on the radio, man, and on the chat room over there. I see this little thing dancing around inside of me. It says, ooh, we can't do that. Oh, that's going to go bad. Oh, that's going to be, oh, no. And I'm looking at that saying, wow, that's curious, man. Something wants to destroy what's already created. Something wants to take it apart and put it back together in a frightening way or something. I mean, it's like, no, I'm not going to live like that. I don't listen to those words, those energies that flow through me like that. It's like, but yet I honor it because it's a part of myself, even if it's been contrary in its perceptional way. And I got to tell you, it's one of those things involved with one of those more or less traumatic death experiences in one of my past lifetimes. Probably the first one, I would imagine, because that's what it feels like as I resonate towards that gateway of enlightenment, of increase in the enlightened love. You see, I see it growing now. It's about that big, when before it was just about that big, little tiny thing when they first start, and then they grow, the glitter. I know many of you experience this when you're traveling, like in airlines and stuff, because you're moving through time so quickly there, that there are these moments where the time builds up, and then it's kind of like a sonic boom. The glitter, the glow comes, and you go right through it into another aspect of time. It just kind of flows through you. Well, that's what this gateway opening is today. On this Free Day Friday, it's kind of like that. It's a glow that begins to form before you, and from inside, actually. You just see it outside as well as inside. It's a multi-dimensional experience. It's where you begin to experience the reality, the truthful reality in which we live, which, again, I say is the area of the heart. The heart is the realm of creation and of consciousness, too, and of all experience. See, and that's where this gateway leads, is to what you would consider an amazing awakening within your heart presence, a throwing away of the guardianship of the past. In a sense, I mean, we do it respectfully. But we understand, too, that the heart is the all-powerful, the all-knowing in its divine innocence. This is what gives arousal then to the thunder being inside. The thunder angels that we are, the angels of great thunder. Thunder being the voice of creation, flowing through us into creation. That is our sweet thunder, the love that is alive in everything, including foremostly ourselves, the one person that is the one person in all, our characteristic in that one person, the part we play here, divinely so, ever present, yet so removed from it in this way because we actually live it in the heart realm, and what we're doing is acting out a play on this side of it. So now, the grand curtain is falling. It's the conclusion of the play. And we get to be the actors and actresses, if we can remember that far back, because this has been a long journey through this little dramatic expression of artistic creation, hasn't it? And we become so identified with that person that we are that person. Well, that's what we came here to get, was that person. Because we seem to have lost it somewhere along the way. That was our misperception. We seem to have disconnected from the divine in some way. But now the spaceship love arises from inside of you. And you become that mother loving spaceship too. Because that's what your truth is. And in this space of this ship, this divine presence that harbors the creative heart and carries it around the realities like a little baby basket of love formed out of the heart of the universe, which sincerely and divinely appreciates and nurtures each one of us forward from our babyhood into the full feeling of creation. That's why they created us in the first place, because they are us, and we are the stars, and we are the universe, and the nebulae, and the planets, and everything that is living upon them, within them. It's vast, beyond belief. You know, in the limitation of this life, it's hard to conceive, yet as this gateway opens, we arrive in that place. So just let it keep flowing through you. A little toke on the MJ will help you get to it too, man. It softens the way. But if you don't have access to that, well, you know, there's all kinds of calmatives out there that'll help you along the way. What am I thinking? Chamomile tea is a good one. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff you can employ and enjoy this gracious ride into the new reality as you step forward through this gateway of love that's visibly present in your life into the spaceship love, which is the visible presence of you in this reality as you truthfully are. And no longer will you wear the disguise. The curtain has fallen. The actors take off the costumes and the makeup, and babies, they put on their street clothes and they get ready for a ride, a real party this time. You know, because we all got Academy Awards and then some, man. I mean, the universe is lining up to share its wealth with us in this creative way, in that we aspectually create that divine wealth as we proceed in the process. You see, we recognize the wealthiness already in our heart, and therefore it becomes our creation, you see. And we're not all living in mansions and getting limousined around and so forth. It's a richness that goes beyond description and can't be described in monetary terms whatsoever. It has nothing to do with money and everything to do with the life you live in creation as the spaceship love. See, when you're conscious in the heart, when your heart is fully present, you can be trusted with all of creation. Anything in it, any moment in it, you can fix it, make it just right, so to speak, because you're understanding a new way of flowing now. You know, from this direction comes redirection. From degeneration comes regeneration. As creation reaches out through our hearts and brings itself back to life through the whole of the cosmic reality. All of them coming together as we approach this mighty gateway of love and step forward in the divine way. Unafraid, naked, bare to the bone, bare to the heart, bare to the divine awareness of all feeling. Embracing then that feeling. Letting go the fear that says, oh no, we can't go. Saying, oh hell yes, this is the best. Embrace it. Allow it. Let it come, let it flow in, yes. Be this part of it that you are, this divine center of the extensions of creation. Yes, indeed. Step forward to your magical empowerment, so to speak. For as you become this spaceship love, you become this creation in which you live, consciously present there. It's a different feeling. It's a free day Friday, babies, and we didn't want the weekend to be weak, so here we are empowering ourselves in this way, each and every one of us, the oracle today, reflecting this creation into being, the magic of this powerful gateway arising. Our heart unafraid, letting go of that one last torment that we're hanging on to inside. Understanding the cosmic nature of the loving ride, we can forgive ourselves anything. We allow ourselves to die horribly in some past time frame. So be it. We're not dying that way this time, are we, babies? We're stepping forward into life. So we're experiencing our last moment in death. And from death does the cosmic karma arise, fulfilled within itself. And in this dream, never again, the action-reaction in which we have lived. Now it's a resolution, a completion in heart and soul, the resurrection of a memory, of a way of being and of a person that we long since thought we put away. A recreation then inside of ourselves of that original being that has flowed through the ages and the generations and become what we are now. A complete then reconnection with that beginning moment where we always be and always are. The center of the heart, the center of one universe, which is a universe within a universe within a universe within a universe, so to speak. A creation, a projection of the reality, an experiential realm quite restrictive. But in the restriction comes the unrestriction. Once again, it's the Koyote way, the way of the heart, the way of the medicine of love. Yeah. And it's usually in this world opposite of what it seems to be. And now that opposite becomes our world quite naturally. There is no coldness, there's only compassion. There is no action-reaction. There's only expansion. Creative love coming forward from within our heart ever presently. For that's where we live, and that's where we be, and that's who we are. Don't you see? It's the reawakening to the true presence of ourself, our real person in this creation. And of the way that it operates in this creation to create us and all the experience we go through here. Especially the rock and roll, which is keyed so plentifully. Not just to soothe the soul, but to bring it forward, to bring forward the heart presence. That's why it's lingered around for so long, this music that can't be let go of. Because there's something in it. The divine harmony reveals itself in so many different places, in so many different ways. And this music, a part of what's brought us along the way, and now opens the gateway. Releases us to experience our ever-present truth. And no longer have this doubtful, nagging voice inside that says, oh no, you cannot do it. Oh no, this is going south. Oh no, oh no, oh no. You don't even know what no is. No is knowing now. It's yesing all the time. For the most part, anyway. There are moments when the divine is approached by the less than divine. Sometimes then it has to remember that word, but it can't hardly conjure it up anymore. So it just says, instead of saying no, it says, get with the flow. And it just puts its hand out, and the heart goes in motion, and bing, we just set another one free. If anybody's feeling anxiousness or anxiety towards you on this day, that's probably why they've come your way, so you can release them. Because you can do this inside of yourself, stepping through this cosmic gateway of life. Being the love that you are, accepting that as your real presence, and being that real presence forevermore. Sweet things happen in here as we dream the redream. In the creation we call love, the heart that brings us forward, babies. You see, and I'm kind of like a football announcer. I'm just kind of trying to give you a play-by-play as we get it underway. You know, kind of like that. I'm hanging out here in this glass booth just watching it happen, man, going, oh my God, how do I describe this? You know, I just let it flow through me. And it becomes this. Now we're unifying there in the center. Yes, the gateway passes through us, within us, becomes us. Surrounds us with this field of energetic light and love. which brings us ever more forward in our conscious present and fulfills our spirit heart fully, completely, to the point where there's no longer a sense of separation from the divine. For the divine is alive within us, and always shall be. For this gracious moment in love lasts forever, don't you see? And so do you, and so do me. We're in it now, man. We're discharging the death and bringing it back to life once again. This time forever. Call it the cosmic resurrection, if you will, if you got to have terminology like that, but it's a reincarnation without having to experience that which normally it takes to reincarnate. That's why I call it a resurrection. It's a coming back to life. It's the dead coming back to life. Us, as a living presence, coming to life inside of our dead self, which is this living thing we called human, now enlivened by the power of the heart completely. For we just made another huge leap, a tiny little step forward through the gateway of love, which is the re-empowerment of all life, and the regeneration of it too. For in the re-empowerment is the conscious present given and allowed to feel that which it couldn't do before. That's why we're here, babies, and we've anchored it greatly in this feeling. We've learned how to feel and how to manage these feelings in the extreme ways. So much so that now as dynamic harmony becomes ever present, we recognize it and embrace it. Because we've been so far from the truth. We were lost and lonely, it seemed forever. You know, the grief was just indescribable, yet it seems as a blessing now. The grief that was no grief at all. There never really is a separation. Life goes on continually. We've chosen to portray it as an in and out thing here so we'd have something to fear, so we could understand fear and powerlessness and worthlessness and so forth, man. But in that worthlessness, find the worthiness, the grandness of creation. It's a cosmic coyote little comedy, man. That's what it is. And we've been playing parts in a hell of a good movie. Congratulations are due all the way around. As we realize our moment of success on this Free Day Friday, here on this Coyote Medicine Show, in that coyote way, with Grandpa Coyote, the vehicle, the vessel of love, helping us along the way, wouldn't you say? Ole! Dance around the hat with them castanedas a little bit, will you, darling? It's time to play. It's time to party. It's time to realize and assimilate the beauty of this powerful transformation that's underway right now, right here inside of you and me too, and all the rest of this vibe tribe across this earth and throughout the nations of the stars. Tribal reality becomes our reality, people. We are the member of a star tribe. Thunder beings indeed, and then some. Man, the wings of love, pure as life itself. That's why we call ourselves the spaceship love. It reflects the mother love, the spaceship love upon which we ride, baby. Wow. Now I'm feeling all funny inside. Oh, let's go, let's glow. Keep on with the flow, babies. And it's going to be awesome, because it already is. That's the biz of the heart, babies, here on the Coyote Medicine Show. Only on the Hazy Radio, don't you know? Your host, Grandpa Coyote, getting you in the flow. Ooh, in the glow. Ooh, the glittery life will reside within us forever. Well, and thank you, Johnny Red, for that beautiful introduction there today. Goodness gracious, are we getting our day underway or what here on this Coyote Medicine Show? Only on this Hazy Radio, don't you know, babies? Grandpa Coyote helping you spread your wings and take flight. Oh, darlings, are we getting it right today or what, man? Expansive love, gateways, to paradise, babies. We are there. We are here. Now, you're going to have to get used to some new ways of being, some new ways of doing things, man, because things have completely shifted gear here. And maybe you want to tune into the Conscious Consumer Network tonight about 6 p.m., babies. Yeah, because you'll get it just right there when we take you on that daylight flight, man. You'll be just a-rolling with it, a-flowing with it, a-being just right here as you take flight. Oh, babies, yeah, you got that right. Oh, yeah. Tonight we're going to talk about expansive love and where Mary Jane can lead you in that reality, man. We're also going to take a look at some of the darker sides of things, and help, recorrect our view of them as we go through of them, okay? Just like we do here on the Coyote Medicine Show each and every day, only just be a little bit different, wouldn't you say? Because I draw the whole family in there. So it's like 2 hours of pure fun, babies, and I want you to be there tonight. I'm sending out the call with my heart. Listen to it radiate here from 9,000 feet high in the Rocky Mountain sky here at Studio 420 in the spaceship level. Oh, yeah, you got that Grandpaw guy, the Coyote to fly. Oh, yeah. All you gotta do is try, babies. Just let it be. And you'll float away, don't you see? You'll be up there in the air with all them eagles and soaring gulls, man, and you just be having a ball. Because you'll be able to see it all and love every speck of it. Right down to the grains of sand on the seashore and the waves that caress them, man. I mean, goodness gracious. Talk about a romance with life. This is where we are now. So you best get used to it, because you got a new lover, baby, and it ain't undercover no more, man. It's you and loving the creation around you, and oh, darlings, just living in it so full. All you want to do is rock and roll. And people are going to try and get in your way, and you're just going to melt the resistance. There ain't any, man. You can't resist pure love. No one can. So be sure you share it wherever you go. Don't hide it away, baby. Don't retract or retreat and give yourself 30 days in the hole. Get out of that. Get into your soul. Get into your heart. Let it glow, babies. Be the sunrise for everyone else around you. You don't have to say a cotton picking word. Just sit there and gleam a little bit, man. You'd be amazed at the effect. You're going to learn this. You're going to learn creation all over again, man. That's what you're going to be doing this weekend. That's your weekend homework, babies. But we're drawing you on home. Don't worry about it. It ain't no work. Just let yourself expand and grow. Get in the glow. Don't you know? Get with what you feel. In your heart, be very, very real. Don't hold back anymore. Get on with it, babies. Yeah. Let it shine. Embrace yourself now. Give yourself a deep, righteous hug in the heart. Baby, you've made it. You've walked through the dark. And you've survived and you've thrived. And now that angelic being you've always known yourself to be can become the biggest part of you. And it's about damn time, ain't it? We've been living in this restricted way for so long, we got to thinking it was a habit. But as we step through that gateway of love today, wow, that old habit kind of dissolved away, didn't it? So you got a new way to play, babies. It's very creative. Don't like what you're seeing? Blink your eyes a time or two and see if it doesn't change it, See if you can't rearrange the furniture just by thinking about it, in your heart. You don't like the reality around you? Change it, man, And how do you change it? Well, here we go, another little recipe on the Coyote Medicine Show, just from the heart of Grandpa, don't you know? Well, you see what's out of kilter here, and you just apply your love to it. And creatively, the heart arises and says, hey, yeah, I hadn't noticed that before. Let's straighten that one out. Wow. And there it is happening. And you didn't even do nothing but, dream it into being by wishing it to be so. In your heart. Don't you know? See, love is the approach to everything. When you can remember that, you live in it. And you're total and constant love, and so is everything around you. Consistently. Don't you see? Ooh, that's the recipe, baby, is to see that. And then things flow quite naturally, a whole lot more harmoniously. And we'll even see this earth reality, as it dissolves away, kind of conforming to the reality of the truthful heart. In other words, we won't be dropping things and doing klutzy things anymore. We get real smooth as the divine opens the door and reveals its awakening within us. See, we're already there. We're already present in that. We stepped right into it again today, physically, as well as multidimensionally, And babies, I know it seems like you want to go back to the old flow, but don't you know you can't. That door closed behind us as we step forward into the preciousness of this great creative love, our reality, our truth. And this is the only place we can be now, because, babies, we're done with history. We've unraveled its mystery inside of ourselves. We're right back to the beginning of time. We unravel it all and remain divine, innocent, pure, the golden heart of love, for real this time, man, revealing itself through you as the presence of the divine, so that you see the nature of the nurturing and creative heart of love that brings all forward in this great stillness, this great moment of awareness of the divine love in everything. Some be, man. We're getting there. We're setting each other free here on this Free Day Friday on this Coyote Medicine Show. So, babies, be here tonight. 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And what is that? That's midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning over there in jolly old UK, depending on which time frame. I don't know how they do the time over there. It's all screwed up. In India, it's a half hour's difference. But babies, just, get your time converter little thing out there on the internet there and just check it out and get your time right and be there, and let's take flight. I'm going to post some links on my page so you can tune in. I want you to call in or vibe in. If you got a video cam and a computer, man, or even a smartphone or a tablet, you can be video on the air with us there on the TV show. I want to gather the family tonight and have a little confab. I think tonight would be a good time to do that. I think we really got some things we need to roll through, and we'll help each other fine-tune it and do it cosmically, magically, and hysterically, because we're always laughing our asses off there on that show, don't you know? That's the Coyote way, babies. If it's hosted by Grandpa, you know it's going to rock, babies. So be tuned in tonight for Mary Jane, Gateway to Paradise, on the Conscious Consumer Network. Just like my little Mary Jane Gateway to Paradise mug here, that is the official mug of the Mary Jane Gateway to Paradise show. And if you haven't got one, well, you better get one. Get over to the CoyoteClub.com and see what you can do to help us out while we're helping you out with some of the most magical, miraculous little coffee implements you ever did see in your life. It's the Holy Grail and then some in each and every variety and version of it, but especially the one that you can win in the photo contest. If you smoke down on 420 along with the rest of us, man, send us in a picture of that. The gathering, the group, as original and as creative as you want to be with it. You want to make it a pin-up pick, go ahead. You want to make it, the upside-down garbage man with his head in a can, go ahead. Whatever it is, as long as you're smoking down and honoring the MJ, send it along this way, babies, and we'll turn up a real creative page because of it, and we'll have a lot of fun, and you might win the Holy Grail, this golden mug. I wish I had a sample of it right here to show you on the radio, but I don't. But I do have a likeness of it posted there on my Facebook pages. There's one on the CoyoteClub.com. Get on over there. There's the official so-called rules. Now, it just tells you how to, let's call it procedures, because we don't have rules here, man. We got procedure, all right. You proceed if you will, baby. I like what I'm seeing there. I like what I'm feeling growing and glowing inside of me, don't you? I think we proceed rather well. Man, let's get out of this zoo. Let's get on with life, babies. You betcha. We're out of the cage now, We're no longer a slave to an enslaved heart. We're no longer masters of grief. It mustered right by us. We don't believe in that shit anymore, man. All we know is the glow of love and the flow of love into creative light, which is life around us, which is love dancing through us. Man alive! How about that here? You're getting a wake-up call and a half today in this Free Day Friday from old Grandpa's heart, and a whole lot of angels here. Don't you know, don't you see? Yes, indeed. Yeah, right there with you and me. All these angels, this family, they begin revealing themselves. You start to see through this shit now, man. The bullshit dissolves away and becomes the compost from which the new life arises, man. The beauty, spectacular flowers of life blossoming in fullness now, the human form becoming the divine norm that it is. We lose these old distorted figurements we've walked around in for so long and huddled down with and so forth, man. But we don't dispel the body entirely. We just recreate it, you know. It's happening, babies, inside out. Expect physical changes along with all the rest. It's multidimensional, you know. So that means you expand and see it from completely different perspectives. And it's a lot easier to go with the flow when you see the divine intelligence active in it, isn't it? Yeah. So that's what you're getting used to. There's going to be a little lightheadedness as you expand and grow, a little disconnectedness as you expand and grow, you know, and you bring the earth right along with you, too. We're all expanded in conscious awareness and presence. All of us on this earth, but, you know, there is the center core there, this vibe tribe, as I call us, that begins the process. And, you know, we are scattered all over this earth in key and critical places like Crestonia here. But, you know, that's not to overrate this place. I mean, every other place is just as divine and righteous too, you know. We're all in this together, and so is the geography around us. The land, the seas, the air, the atmosphere, the universe. It's a unified effort, babies, and we're all consciously present in it. And it takes some adjustment to see and know and live that. But just a little adjustment. Give yourself a little time, a little energy. Get out in nature today if you can. Some hot springs would really be in order. I've been craving them for days now myself. So I'm trying to get out there and get with the program. But, you know, I've only got a few hours here between the end of this show and the beginning of the television show on a free day Friday. So, you know, I'm limited in what I can get done without the energy of transportation. But perhaps, you know, we're learning a different phase and a different form of transportation. I'm sure trying to pick up on it, babies, and I'm sure we will. You know, this thing advances rather rapidly. Expect miracles to be happen every moment that you live, because every moment that you live is an amazing miracle. All of it. No matter how confusing or misdirected it may seem, no matter how perfect it may seem. It's all perfectly divine in the moment you created it, babies. And that experience exists for a reason. And it fulfills the divine purpose no matter what it's been or how it's been expressed. That's the perspective and the perception that you're moving into this beautiful free day Friday as this gateway dissolves into us and becomes yet another expansion in the elements of our great love for life and our zest for it too. You're going to be surprised at the energy you have. What's been holding you down now just completely reverses and powers you up. Yes, indeed. You're the hot rods of love. You're on the drag strip of time, babies, and you just got down to the line before they even gave you the green light, man. You know, bam, you're there. You did the quarter mile in a quarter second, man. Scare the living daylights out of him. The guy thought green, bam, you was down there at the end already. We are the hot rods of life. We're the colorful beings, man. We know how to live. We love mountain roads and Ferraris and shit like that, man. Hauling ass, whoa, whoa, around those corners and turns like they're not even there. You know what I mean? We love being the hot rods of life. We love being the graciousness in creation that brings it forward out of sheer joy. The same joy we feel when we're successfully negotiating a mountain road at high speed in a hot rod automobile, you know. Just wait till you get into spaceship love and start driving that thing, man. See, so that's what you're doing. You're becoming at the helm of your own heart. It's a brand new start. Yes, indeed. That's what Grandpa say, that coyote way. Dishing up that coyote medicine strongly for you today. But in that sweet sort of way, like we do every day. Monday through Friday here on the Coyote Medicine Show, only on the Hazy Radio Network, don't you know? Get with the Conscious Consumer Network tonight, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. Adjust your time accordingly. And by golly, if you can, call in, tune in, because I got some righteous shit I want to share with you tonight on the television, and it's going to be kind of fun. And we'll have some special guests here, etc. I don't know exactly. It's evolving even as we sit here and talk of it. So, you know, I don't mean to build the momentum up too much or the expectation, but some bitch, just be there. We'll have a great time, okay? Yeah, simply divine. Conscious Consumer Network at a time that's really divine too. 8 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Mountain. That'd be 5 p.m. over there on the West Coast, man. You know, that reality that exists just a little bit beyond the rest of us. They're so enlightened over there, man. California in particular. You gotta love them, don't you know? The golden state with the golden fate. You betcha it ain't going to fall into the sea. It's going to rejoin with Lemuria, and we're going to have some fun. But that's down the road a ways, baby, so let's not worry about that right now. We just see it coming. We feel it in our heart. We know the new earth already because it's the earth we live in. This one's just a superficial atmosphere created to reflect that one so we could experience a diminished state of reality. Across the board, don't you see? I mean, throughout the creation, throughout the universe as we see it, you know. That image, that old image of the divided universe and the disharmonious heart is dissolving away into the true reality of the golden heart, the center love from which the spiral of life arises and experiences itself. And that's settling tightly inside of you and me too, and then beginning to loosen up all of the tightened up nuts and bolts inside that have been kind of, you know, fracturing the reality and giving us this distorted view. Now we step forward in a little more clear way and we realize this empowerment fantastically. You might be, you know, walking by a friend's place, they invite you in for a cup of coffee, you sit down and they got the damn TV on and you can't avoid it. And there'll be a little spokesperson there on the news telling some verbatim lie that, you know, he's being paid to talk or she's been paid to talk about. And you just, you know, look at that and say, boy, that's unpleasant. And being it changes. And all of a sudden truthful words and truthful ideas and concepts and reportages coming out of these people's mouths and hearts. And they don't even know what happened. They're not even aware of it. They're just doing it. It just switches. Because you recreated it. You brought their real heart forward, and they can't be anything but divinely present and truthful. Might be the same thing like with a politician you see announcing and strutting their stuff on the TV. By accident, maybe. And you just bless them in the same way. You see how we even the score? You see how we dissolve it away? How we recreate it? It's pretty simple, really. When something is unpleasant, make it pleasant. Do it from your heart. That's the whole reality. That's transformation wrapped up. Without all the bullshit, without all the cosmic ETs and everything else. Of course, they're all involved in it. Everything is. But it's just that simple. If it's unpleasant, make it pleasant. Flow with it, baby. Glow with it, baby. Follow the flow of this heart, and it's never contrary or trying. And know that you're going through some times of adjustments, and don't expect it to be there instantly, though it may well be. But just let yourself adjust into it however it comes to you. Let your heart open. Let yourself awaken to the true presence of heart and be in that heart. You know, these old contrary voices and so forth, they've been set to silence. You've only got the flow now, and you'll learn to rely on it as it demonstrates and proves itself to you again and again. But that's what you have. Yeah, you see, you feel a sense of loss there, maybe even some unworthiness. Let that go right now. Embrace it, say thanks, but that ain't real. That's how you held me back forever. I ain't doing that no more. You know, the betrayal that we've experienced in this life so many times before, that's the unreality. And that's another concept and an idea we'll be working on this weekend as we give ourselves some time and allow ourselves to commune. To see why we felt so unworthy in the first place, that we withheld from ourselves our true creation for our longest of times. Self-condemnation's an awful thing. In some ways, in other ways, boy, it teaches you complete respect for life, let me tell you. When you go through the grueling nature of that, you know what hell really is. And you know who the devil is, too, and the paradise, and, you know, the God that's there as well. You know, the heart of it all. And you know what? Because we've been able to experience it in this multi-dimensional way, we see the union of heart in all of it. And it's not divided away anymore. It's a completely different realm, where all realms are joined in a united thought, thinking, breathing, living, love into creation, in this united collective of the heart. See, we don't need government to assemble us together. We don't need religion. We don't need anything but the simple truth. If it's unpleasant, make it pleasant. Flow with the heart. Be truthful in all things will be truthful with you. The gain here is incredible then, because you reunite with all the energies of earth and flight, which is ourselves. We're the juncture of everything. It all comes together, comes through us into creation. Yeehaw and glory hallelujah. How do you do? Would you like to accompany me on this magical little journey? Well, okay, tune in tonight on the Conscious Consumer Network, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern, for Mary Jane Gateway to Paradise. It'll change your life, just like today's show has, only more so. It's a re-enhancement, a revisitation to the reality of the one loving heart that is especially expressed in the Mary Jane energy, which is not just the herb, but that's part of it, and a significant part too. We'll unravel that mystery this evening as we continue in the Coyote Way with Mary Jane Gateway to Paradise, Conscious Consumer Network. Look on my Facebook pages for the links to tune in and to vibe in with the tribe. They're on screen, man. You can call on a telephone or you can tune in through your computer's video cam and be there on screen with us. So if you want to doll yourself up a little bit, go right ahead. But I'd rather you just appeared real and natural like you are all the time, you know. Doesn't matter if you're a little unkempt. That's beautiful. You know what I mean? That's real. So come without your pretensions. We'll have a hell of a convention there this evening at 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Mountain, 5 p.m. Pacific. Take 5 hours off or 3 hours off for Hawaii. I mean, you know, goodness gracious. The time thing just warp your little mind. But, you know, and if you happen to miss it, you can, we'll have repeats up. You know, we'll have the archives up in a day or 2 or 3 or 4, whatever it takes. I just barely got the one from last week. So I'll be posting that up probably to YouTube and Facebook today, too. So you get a chance to scope out last week's show, have a little fun with that, don't you know? So we do here on the Coyote Medicine Way, babies. It's, you know, getting life underway in the real sort of way, the transformative way, you know. We're the gifted announcer of the loving heart of Mary Jane and of the golden heart at the center of the universe, because you empower us this way. You make us this way, for we are a creation of one another's heart. The same heart that is living this work of art we call life. And loving every minute of it too, ain't we, babies? Ooh, I don't want to miss a thing. Never again. Never have, never will, babies. We're just here because we're divine and still and so truthful in our heart.